Hey guys, up back with another video. This time it's a classic pay-per-view review, as you can see. Well, can you call it classic if it happened this year? I guess so. Anyway, this is the WWE Royal Rumble 2022 review from this past January. This is a suggestion from my good friend on Facebook, Dan Harris. So thanks for the suggestion, Dan. Let's get this out the way first. This was an event. This was an event that when it happened in January, I hated it because of how predictable it was, and I think I got almost everyone right apart from the first match, which ended in a DQ. Yeah. So anyway, just keep that in mind. So going into this event, kind of didn't have high expectations, and let's see if it exceeded them, shall we? So first match on the Royal Rumble card, because there was no matches on the pre-show. Thank God. I don't watch them anyway. I don't even know why I mentioned that. Sorry, guys. First match on the main card, we had Roman Reigns defending the WWE Universal Championship against Seth Freakin Rollins. First off, gotta say, good storytelling with the mind games with Seth Rollins. We're coming out with the Shield music and the Shield gear. Playing mind games and trying to get in the head of Roman Reigns. I thought that was fun. The match itself was a great match. Back and forth, and Seth, getting in, Roman being frustrated, making mistakes and all that stuff. And unfortunately, it was let down by the ending, where it ended in a lame disqualification, where Roman put him in a guillotine, and Seth got to the ropes thanks to the help of the referee holding his arm up, and Roman wouldn't let go, so he got disqualified. So that was a bit lame. It was a bit shitty. I know people will say like, "Oh yeah, but it might lead to a rematch somewhere down the line." Like, I get that, but at the same time, here we are in October, like almost October, and it's been 8 months, and we haven't had the rematch. So, and of course, the longer we get, the more time like people are going to forget about this. So. By the time we actually get to the rematch between Seth and Roman, it's going to be irrelevant. You know what I mean? So I think this was one of the matches that should have happened at Saudi Arabia, because it was really called for a rematch. So yeah, I didn't like this. It's pretty much sucked. It pretty much sucked the air out the room, if you know what I mean. The match itself was great. Like the first, I would say percentage-wise, 98% of it was great, and then the DQ was lame. Like, anyway, that's enough to say about that. The better. Let's see. Moving on, we have the Women's Royal Rumble. This was fantastic. This was awesome. A lot of surprises like Ivory and Mighty Molly, and good spots involving them, and the Balor twins, and Michelle coming back, and all that stuff, and of course Ronda Rousey returning and winning the Rumble. A bit predictable, with Ronda coming back and winning the Rumble, but it was what it was. Her and Charlotte. I like the ending with Charlotte Flair being the SmackDown Women's Champion, and her being the final two with Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey winning, and then that leads to Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So I like that aspect of it, but very predictable. Very predictable, but it was still a fun Rumble. Probably, if I had to say, spoiler alert for later, it was probably the best probably the best Rumble of the night, because it had a lot of potential winners where the men's one didn't. But I'll move on to that one later. Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit fidgety. Sorry guys. Anyhow, next match we had immediately afterwards, we had Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Doudrop. Unfortunately, it was a fine match, but unfortunately it came immediately after a great Royal Rumble, and it was in the death spot, so to speak. The crowd didn't seem to care, because also they had plenty up and go. They had a lot against it. Being the match immediately after the Women's Royal Rumble. The fact that Ronda Rousey, when the pyro went off for Ronda Rousey celebration, it caught the WrestleMania sign caught fire. So they had to basically extinguish the fire during this match. So that was a distracting point to this match. They tried, and also with it being heel versus heel, they tried, but it was fine. It was okay. Becky played a great heel, and she was fine. It was fine. It just wasn't up to par with. It was in a difficult position, basically. It was okay. Then the next match we had Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Big time steel matchup. I liked the video package for this. Really showcasing both men's history. The match itself, it was going along okay, but knowing where it was going with the Roman Reigns coming in and costing Brock the title and making Bobby Lashley basically an afterthought in this, I didn't like that. I would like to see these two, Brock and Bobby, have a match where Bobby Lashley isn't the afterthought in this match, because Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar could be an amazing match. For the most part, this match was okay, but it was just the large shadow of Roman Reigns hanging over it. You knew Roman Reigns was going to interfere, so it kind of made it a bit pointless. And the fact that Bobby was an afterthought, and it was more to do with going forward with Brock and Roman, kind of made this. It was kind of sucky, but it was what it was, and it was fine, but it could have been better. I wished it was under different circumstances. The booking was terrible. A lot of this show was, the match could have been a lot better if the booking was better. So, anyhow. Then we had Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. Didn't care at all about this match. I guess it's cute. I guess, if I have to say something nice about it, it's kind of cute that Edge that the couples got to team up with each other, and Edge has that under his belt now, where he's like, yeah, I teamed up one. He can check that off his list of accomplishments. He teamed up with his wife he had a tag team match with his wife, in a wrestling ring, of course. Wink, wink. But this was it was what it was. I didn't care too much about it. It felt like a filler match. I remember thinking this. It feels like lazy storytelling when you just have these two are a couple, let's have a match together. They did it a couple of years ago with Seth and Becky, where they were the champions, and on paper it sounds like a good idea to have them let's have these two, but in execution, having them fight Corbin versus Lacey Evans at Extreme Rules a couple of years ago was terrible, and didn't work for me anyway. So, anyway, less say about that the better, right? Anyway, so it was okay, I guess, but I didn't care too much about Edge and Beth versus Maurice and Miz. And then, of course, we had the Men's Royal Rumble match, and unlike the Women's Royal Rumble match, this had no believable winners. And when I say believable, the crowd, when the person made their entrance, apart from Randy Orton, who was from St. Louis, no one got that massive superstar ovation, apart from the celebrities, which was Bad Bunny and Johnny Knoxville. They got it kind of felt embarrassing that they had a lot of great wrestlers in there, like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, up and comers like Bobby Roode there, sorry, Austin Theory and Montez Ford and Damian Priest. I mean, I know he's not really an up and comer, but still, you get my point. Hopefully, he had them in there, and you had Drew and Kevin and all that stuff. But it's no one felt like a serious winner for the Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble, until the actual final person came in, which was Brock Lesnar. Spoiler alert. And, yeah, as I said, like, Johnny Knoxville and Bad Bunny, they got their moments, and they, like, it just felt sad in a way, where Johnny Knoxville and the celebrities, the outsiders, were actually more popular, in a wrestling environment than the actual wrestlers themselves. It was this sign of the times, I guess. What else have I wrote? I'm trying to remember everything I wrote. Yeah, okay. Kind of embarrassed. Oh, and also, the ending, that's, the only thing I wrote. I think I've said almost everything that I wrote down. The only thing I haven't said is, the ending was very predictable and very lackluster, where basically Brock Lesnar came out at number 30, he tossed a bunch of guys out the ring, and won the Royal Rumble, and it was just that easy. Like, it didn't feel like a challenge to him, like, and it was like, I get I get you wanted Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but it was like, you felt like you sacrificed everything else, and made everyone else look like far in, like, heads and feet. Like, usually it's like head and shoulders above the rest, like, this was heads to feet. Toes, heads to toes. It made them, like, that was the difference. Like, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns was up here, and everything else was, like, down by your toes, basically. And, I get, that's the main event of WrestleMania, but you sacrificed everything for that match, and it was the sign of the times, I guess, but, yeah. It didn't make me excited to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Hopefully, when I do get the chance to review WrestleMania, maybe that will change. Like, I remember enjoying WrestleMania very much, so maybe that will change. But that's for another story for another time. But my score for the Royal Rumble is a 4 out of 10. I was really hoping that it would be a case like day one, where I would complain about it being too predictable, but I actually enjoyed some of the wrestling. But unfortunately, the booking, the poor booking, and of course everything being sacrificed for Roman and Brock, kind of squeezed the life out of me when it came to this event. So, sorry, I need a sneeze. Trying my best not to sneeze on video. So anyway, yeah, that's with Brock and Roman. The sacrificing everything else for Brock and Roman kind of squeezed the life out of the show for me, and that's why, unfortunately, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. Hopefully, you guys understand that, guys, and sorry that I'm a bit negative. I was really hoping, I was really hoping to prove myself wrong. That I was actually hoping that I would actually have fun watching the event. The Women's Royal Rumble I had fun with. I had so much fun with the Women's Royal Rumble. I was like, it was on the cusp of being something great, but then everything else kind of was fine to disappointing booking wise. As I said before, sign of the times, and it was what it was, unfortunately. Anyway, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like if I deserve one. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought of the Royal Rumble in the comments below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. By the way, the next classic pay-per-view review will be the Ring of Honor 9th anniversary show. Which was a suggestion from Beatdown Bunny. So thank you, Beatdown Bunny. I'll see you on the next video, and I'll see y'all on the next video. And I'm out.